All right, let's take a brief look at the syllabus. Here at the top, I have my contact information. I am available on WhatsApp and Skype, and I also, obviously, am readily available with email. If you email me before 5 o'clock on working days, I will generally get back to you on that same day. Otherwise, I do try to turn around emails within 24 hours. Regarding office hours, I have virtual office hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock a.m., at which time I will be on Skype, and you can contact me if you have any questions about the course or any other concerns. I do occasionally tweet, not regularly, but when I come across something online that I believe will be of interest to course participants, I do tweet it with hashtag Pirates Princes Popes. We have the course description here, which you've likely read online already, and the course structure. So the course is broken down into 3 sections, the first of which treats the medieval development of Florence and covers the Renaissance in the 15th century and looks towards the 16th century, which where begins the core section of our course, which is section 2. Section 2 runs chronologically about 16th century through to the 18th century, following essentially what historians define as the early modern period, roughly about 1450 to 1800. And we'll wind up the course in the 18th century with Enlightenment Tuscany and the end of the Medici line, so the end of their dynasty in 1737, at which time Tuscany comes under Habsburg direct rule. I've mentioned a little bit about assignments already, but it bears repeating that you should make note of all of the due dates and prepare accordingly. Now, because participation is such a large part of your grade, you're going to want to be very diligent about posting to our online forum. So remember, you need to post every week by midnight on Saturday 2 discussion questions. These are questions that you have about the readings. It's best to pick an example, discuss it, ask a question about it from primary, secondary source readings, and then respond to at least 2 of your other classmates' posts. So the idea is to encourage a lively back and forth that will replicate what we normally have in real life in a discussion section. I'm not concerned about grammar, punctuation necessarily, that sort of thing, or style. What I'm looking for is reflection, proof that you've done the readings and you've thought about them, and then these can be even basic questions, but certainly not yes or no answer type questions. The second part of your participation regards to serving as a discussion leader. So again, I don't want to go over this again line by line, but you should look at your calendar and see when would be a good date for you to lead discussion, and prepare for that accordingly. Do the readings with particular attention for that week. So scrolling down, we have also our grading structure, which again, participation is a lot, but it is an online course. So 15% of the overall 55% of your participation grade is based upon leading discussion, 20% is posting questions, and 20% again is those weekly reaction statements that are due by midnight Saturday of each week. We then have book review and the research paper. We have a list here of your assigned readings, so the secondary sources and the articles, and our primary sources, which again, all made available online. You do not need to purchase any books for this course, unless of course you want to. There are a few videos that you can take a look at, the PBS special on the Medici. Here I've posted just the first episode of that. It's a more or less historically accurate investigation of the influence of the Medici upon the Renaissance. However, I encourage you all to take it with to take their reflections with a large grain of salt. One of the nice things about those that PBS special is that they do feature some of the historians that we'll be reading in our course. So you can watch out for them. This section here is basically technical information about the course. So if you have any questions about Blackboard and technical support, that sort of thing, look here first. Then if you have further questions, you can ask me. And also there's this bit about academic honesty that you're going to find in any syllabus. And scrolling down, student accommodations, and tips for success. Now, this is essentially what I will stress throughout the entire course, which is participation, 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 and trying diligently to avoid procrastination. Until page 8, you have a bit of this kind of general information. And then on page 9 begins a list of our readings. So again, take a look at the syllabus, look through the readings, reflect upon the themes, start thinking about what you might be more personally interested in and how to transform that interest into a research paper topic, and start reading.